Alright, now, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I have achieved the 100% Platinum Trophy, of course. And I felt like I really need to do a review after the 100% because I feel like my opinion will change from the impressions video, right? So, here it goes. Now, before I start, like always, I don't spoil anything. So I might say, okay, I feel like this is the thing I feel like maybe towards end of the game. But I'm not gonna say, oh, this happened, all this happened, this got revealed or whatever. So no spoilers, obviously. Just my like opinions throughout the whole, like what I think about the story, but not exactly like no spoilers, right? And the second thing is before I start is, if you can leave a like, it really helps with the algorithm. So thank you if you like the video. Thank you so much. So here we go. I'm gonna start like this, right? I'm gonna start like this. My overall thoughts about the game, story, gameplay, all that stuff. Then I go into the questions because I ask questions on Twitter, and then a final rating, right? How I feel about it. And I'm also gonna be answering like trophies, things that I had, because since I had the platinum trophy, obviously. So here we go. So the story is, I feel like, better than the last game. Now, when I made an impressions video, I had a lot of other hours into it. The story wasn't mind-blowing or anything, but I will say this about the story. It was a good story, right? And I would say the last few hours of the story was incredible. Like, I would say maybe the last 25% of the game is absolutely way better. Like, I feel like it only gets better throughout the game. There's some things that happen in the middle of the game that's very cool. That's like, oh shit, this happened, or that thing happened. But as more as I play, it only became better. But the last 25%, it was incredible. Now, obviously, I can't say exactly why it was incredible and stuff like that. All I will say is things happened that I didn't expect happened, and it was very good writing. And I do think we're gonna see a third game. I do think. Now, they technically can't leave it. It's one of those things where if they choose to, they can make another game. If they choose to, they don't have to make another game. But considering this game cost more, to buy than the first game, I do think that, and it sold better, like 30%. So with the higher price and higher sales, with way less installed base, because it's only PS5, only Series X and PC right now, I think we're gonna see another game, because it took 3.5 years. Despite all the issues and flaws, it took 3.5 years to make this game. So the budget, it can't be like 200 million, I don't think, with this game. Probably over 100, but not like 200 million, okay? And speaking of story, the reason why I think the story was so good was the story, or like the moments. There are some incredible moments in this game. Now, I'm not gonna say exactly why, but there are, in terms of story, there's story things, there are side missions things, and there are like generally things that go like, oh shit, like, oh my god. And I'm not sure, but like, I don't think all of these stuff can be possible on the old hardware. So it makes sense why the only was current gen, because it barely runs on the PS5, right? So imagine the PS4 probably blow up some shit. But yeah, now let's talk about the gameplay. You obviously have 5 stances, and I did play extensively all the stances. I would say by far, not by far, but the most thing I used, because I play on second highest difficulty. I tried the hardest, it was just, I didn't want to, right? I didn't need to. Because you really got one shot almost all the time. Not one shot, but they do a lot of damage then. It was the dual swords. Holding the 2 lightsabers. That was the best thing. And the reason why is because you can literally parry at any moment. Now, I like the two-handed one, right? Where you hold it like this, right? I really like that one. But as soon as you try to parry, you can't parry at any time you want. With the dual sabers, you can do that. So it's like, man, come on, so I always had to switch to the dual ones because I feel like, okay, in the moment I can always parry and I can just switch to my secondary all the time. So the dual ones was always primary, like 95% of the game I was using the dual ones. Like you can equip two at a time, right? One of them was always the dual ones. Then I change always the second one, right? And my second favorite is the two-handed one. Now, obviously, the other ones, like single-handed, is what you expect. It is like pretty much the standard. It's like 50 everything. Now, with the standard, I feel like what it has an advantage to everyone else, just a single lightsaber, is how you can move in the air. Like, I feel like jumping attacks was the best one with that one, by far, jumping attacks. And then obviously you have the like the heavy hits, which I feel like was by far the worst one. you're too slow, especially on second highest difficulty where enemies are pretty quick. I don't feel like anything. It didn't do anything, honestly. It was garbage. It was trash. I'm gonna be honest with you. So the heavy one attack, I forgot the crosshair or whatever. That was the worst one by far. And so number 5, or like my favorite one, duel. Number 2, the two-handed one, and number 3, I actually like this one too. Was the pistol one? You know, with you hold one gun, or like you hold the gun with one hand, the lightsaber with the other hand. The reason why I liked that one was one ability. It's called point blank. Now, if someone tries to attack you, and if they're red, what they're red means that you can't like parry it, but you can dodge with the circle. But if you press triangle, you can use a ability called point blank, which is basically just shoot them before they attack you. Very useful against everything. Against everything. So those 3, the top 3, I really liked. The single-handed one, like a dual say a lightsaber, it was okay. Like nothing special. And the one I actually disliked, the only one I disliked, was the heavy one. It was just too heavy. Now, the one thing I like about that one, you can do a drop kick. If you run and press square, I think you can do a drop kick. That was cool. So stances wise, especially if you cannot play on higher difficulties, make like the dual swords or dual lightsabers. Just remember, you can pair it anytime. You can't do it with the other ones, or at least I could. I really tried to. I don't think you can. So mobility wise and speed wise, that makes sense if you're gonna play on the higher difficulties. Now let's talk about side objectives or side stuff. There's a lot of collectibles in this game, but here's the big but. You can get a chest upgrade and see everything on the map. Which means I only had to look up one collectible. And that, by the way, that one collectible I had to look up was like, you have to capture a specific animal to make a shit. I'm not even joking. You have to make a shit. Literally make a shit. So I was trying to find a collectible in the area because it said, oh, you want treasure is over here. I was like, where is it? Where is it? So I Googled it, right? And like, oh, you have to capture a specific creature, like a purple one or whatever. And then like you have to make it shit in a stable because only the purple ones or the rare ones can shit for some reason. Don't ask me why, but that was it. It took me like 10 minutes. It wasn't anything bad. You can just respawn them all the time by going to the save point, just pressing square, like reset all the areas and everything. And obviously that's also back, by the way, you know, resetting the enemies, just like Fallen Order or Souls like. So nothing new there. But yeah, a lot of collectibles. They're not like, again, they're not hard at all. You don't have to do all collectibles, only specific ones, and they're very easy to do. So they're just time consuming, which is good because I don't like collectibles, but if they can be obtained in game without me doing all these weird, you know, walkthroughs on YouTube and stuff like that, I'm all for it. I'm all for that, right? All for that. And let me see. Side objectives, the bounty hunters was very fun. Hunting down all the bounty hunters, even though a lot of them were the same, these big ones or the bigger ones were actually fun. And the last one was very good. I would say the last one was very good. Without spoiling obviously anything, that was one of the best moments in the game. Hunting down the last bounty. If anyone's gonna get this game, make sure you don't get spoiled because that was a good moment. Again, no spoilers why, but a good ass moment and a very good boss fight. Probably maybe the hardest one, honestly, when I think about it, because some of the people had problems with other side bosses where you face multiple bosses or like multiple mini bosses. But you can just press the confusion, right? So you can take over that one and they attack each other. So I don't have a problem with that one at all. So side objectives, you have those things. Obviously, you have collectibles. You can do some flower stuff. You know, like it's very easy. I obtained like almost every flower except one, just playing the games and looking up the one flower I missed. I got it like in 1 minute. Literally, it was like next to me almost. So like collectible wise, nothing problem. All the side quest was very fun to do. Rumor wise, like you talk to someone at a settlement, whatever, and they tell you, okay, go here, do there, and then just do the rumors. Rumors is just basically side missions. So I like that part. I like that part a lot. Now, here's the last part that I really like about the game, the DualSense. It is very, very good. I would say in terms of third party, so make sure that I say this correct, okay? Third party, not first party, second party. Third party wise, I think this is the best use of DualSense. It was very good. It wasn't too much. You really felt the haptic feedback and all that stuff. It was very good. So DualSense this game very, very good. For example, like Dead Island 2, I talked about that. There was no DualSense stuff. It's basically a PS4 version controller on the PS5. Nothing special, not even anything. But this game was very good with the DualSense. I like that a lot. Now, again, several patches came as I played this game, and the performance was improved. But I'll still say, if you haven't bought this game yet, like it is more playable than launch, but still not acceptable. If that makes sense, like it's okay. Like if you can play most games, you can play this game, right? But if you don't have this game yet, just probably wait this point. There's a lot of games coming. Just wait this point, okay? But it's a very good game. So like once you get it, once the performance issues are there, it's gonna be good. And playing in performance mode, sometimes the game looks incredible, right? But sometimes it looks very blurry, too blurry. And considering again, this game is 148 gigabytes, they just didn't have time for optimization in this game. That's all I'm gonna say. They didn't have a time for optimization. So it got better with the performance from the last time I did the impressions video, but still not 60. Like it's good, right? And the area I played at when the first patch came out was like a good story area. So, what can I do, right? What can I do? I had 3 crashes overall in the game, and it took me about 75 hours. Now keep in mind, you can probably get the platinum in lesser time, but I play on second hardest difficulty and all that stuff, so it took me 75 hours, got 3 crashes. It's too much. Like 1 crash one time, it's okay, but 3 is too much. Especially, it's just annoying. And I've seen a lot of people get way more crashes than me, like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 times even. So they had to release this game. They're gonna patch it, and I hope like when people get it, when it goes on sale for the first time, it is completely done, right? It's completely done. Now, that was all my thoughts. But the trophies, there was no glitch trophy. I thought one trophy was glitched, the 100 collectibles for like buying all the stuff in the store. Now there is that one collectible I missed. You can't see on the map, overall map. You have to go into the area that you're supposed to get it at, and it's something with the tower. So make sure there's nothing is glitched, by the way. So that's very important. Trophy wise, very easy trophy because you can play on any difficulty. I played on the second hardest difficulty only because it is normal difficulty is way too easy in my opinion. I recommend for anyone that has played the first game on the second hardest, if that is too easy too, you can go on the hardest. That's a bit too much for like enjoyment part. You can do it. I tried like for a few hours, but just dying over and over for no reason is just not fun at that point. Because I don't play the game for difficulty. I play the game for fun, obviously. This game specifically. So I feel like the hardest difficulty is perfect for me. Now, granted, I did ask Twitter about some questions.
You're gonna answer right now?
So here we go, some questions. Let me see here. How is the performance went out? Yeah, just a bit better. Not good still, but like it's playable at least. So way more playable than launch, obviously. How are the planets? Okay, and what I think about them. Basically, there are 6 overall planets. 6 of them are like the 2 main planets that you're in, right? And no, 6 overall planets. 2 are the main planets. And the 4 are like small planets to just do for story stuff. And you can go back, obviously, and collect all the things, but they're way smaller planets than the other planets. And considering this game, I mean, it's way bigger than the first game, right? It's way bigger than the first game. But this game is not 148 gigabytes big. And I hope for the next game, they can make more planets, but not maybe as big as the others. Maybe have like 1 huge planet, and the other planets are like maybe equal big. And then maybe 2 small planets. But yeah, 2 main planets, 4 smaller planets. Pretty good. I don't have any like huge issues. General playtime, yeah, 75 hours. Now considering, I would say on the normal difficulty, maybe 50 to 60 hours. On the difficulty I played, 60, 70. And I took a lot of pictures with photo mode over 100. Obviously, that's gonna take a lot of time. If you're gonna try to go the platinum and harsh difficulty, you took easily over 80, maybe 90 hours. So, yeah, big game. General playtime, what do many people say there's not simulation of fights compared to Fallen? Yeah, there is. I mean, there's a lot of new gameplay stuff, especially like sequences. Very good. Now, obviously, it's not a night and day difference. It's just improved from Fallen Order. It's very good, like a very good sequel. Not the best sequel of all time, but a very good sequel. Like if Fallen Order is an 8, I'm gonna go into my ranking soon. But this is a better game than Fallen Order, obviously, which someone also asked. How is the platinum? Fun. How would you rank the difficulty of a platinum and the fun? So fun is probably 8. Very fun platinum. Because I don't like collectibles that much. I'd prefer like a hard platinum, like you have to play the game on a hard difficulty, basically. Does that make sense? I prefer that over collectibles, but it is what it is. No glitches at all. Difficulty wise, for me, it was probably like a 4. But you can make it easier because you can change difficulty anytime without sacrificing anything. Now I don't think that anyone's gonna do that because it's not fun. It's not satisfying, getting platinum on the easiest difficulty, obviously. So, yeah. Yeah. There's someone asked, is it true that the game becomes blurry? Yeah, the game is pretty good in the 30 FPS mode, but sometimes the game is very good. Like when there's not going on on the screen a lot, it's pretty like decently clear. But again, they just have to make sure to get more patches in. It becomes super blurry at times, very blurry. Let me see here. Was that it? Let me see. Just one more question here. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, there's like multiple questions, but obviously, I'm covering all the questions in one. Like, for example, 5 people asked the same question. I'm only gonna answer it once. So yeah, but yeah, my overall ranking of the game, it will probably be a 9 out of 10. Now I was thinking a lot about it, and should I give it less of a score because of the performance issues? I think if this game didn't have performance issues and crashes and was like, the game didn't come on like the whole game came on disc and all that stuff, I would probably like even more. But it was always there. It was always, okay, I love this game, but performance issues, but it crashed once, but the game is 148 gigabytes for whatever reason. So it had a small but not too much buts, right? So I feel like a 9 out of 10 from me, especially like 6 months, like for the holiday. I think this game is obviously Star Wars, right? This game is gonna sell a lot in the holiday, and that's gonna make a lot of people want to buy it then. And by then, if everything is fixed, it's block 60, almost block 60, it's very good graphics wise. No ray tracing, obviously, like it's forced ray tracing here in performance mode. And they optimize it so it's under 100 gigabytes, right? Then it's gonna be incredible. But yeah, 9 out of 10 for me. Game of the Year contender. Is it my current Game of the Year? Maybe, maybe not. Probably still Dead Space if you count remakes. Resident Evil 4 remake is up there, and Jedi is up there. So those 3 I think are maybe even locked for my Game of the Year nominations. Now obviously you have Zelda, Final Fantasy, Spider-Man coming up. That's why I don't want to put too many games up there. But I do think end of the year this game is gonna be in my Game of the Year contenders, which is basically your top 6. People always, how many nominations? It's usually 6 games nomination wise. But yeah, if you like the video, I'm done right now. Make sure to like it, and next video I'm not sure actually, because I'm going to Dubai soon. So, but yeah, I'm going to try to review Zelda. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get 100% on Zelda because it is huge, right? I have a few hours in it, so yeah, that's it. And I see you guys in the next video. Thank you, and make sure to like. Bye.